Hi everyone, this is Krista with ArtGraphicsStudio. This video will show you how to assemble the ArtGraphicsStudio Explosion Memory Box and its accompanying folded cards. If you have not already downloaded your templates for the memory box, go to my shop at ArtGraphicsStudio at Etsy.com. Also, see my video on how to download and resize the components of the box. Now let's get started assembling, and we'll start with the outside box. This is the outside of the basic box, is the outside box. And you can see there are score lines. So go ahead and make your score lines. This is the box itself. Score lines are a little bit hard to see on this pattern. There it is. And there are fold lines here and here, but also on the diagonal of each of these corners. And the fold lines fold in to make the corner on the diagonals. And this is the box. Now you won't glue these together because they're meant to be opened. Here we are with the lid. And the lids are almost always made the same way. Fold all four sides. And the way you put this box together is that you put a little glue on each corner here and glue it together. Same thing on this side, a little glue here and a little glue here. Now, I like to use paper clips to hold it in place for a few minutes while it dries. It really doesn't take very long. And that's the lid, just set that aside. Now what we have here are adornments, additional slices that you can put on this, and you can put them on the inside or the outside. I think I'm going to put them on the inside so that you see them when you open it up. So I'll pause the video and put these on, and then we'll come back to it. So here we have our pieces to our inside and our outside box. So we're going to take our inside box and put the lid on it. And then we'll glue that to the center here. And then this box will close up around it. And there we have it. And here we have the finished boxes, their lids, and a number of adornments that you can add to the boxes. And there are only on the large box or the outside box, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 places, plus the center place if you want to put the little box or something else here. Same thing here, you have the 4 places to put these. And then once you get the additions that you want to put in there, then you can glue it. If you want to have both boxes, then you can glue the small box into the large box. So you'll have something each here. Possibly you'll have your small gift container here. This will fold up and the lid will go on it. Then you'll have whichever 4 you decide to use on these. You'll fold these up, put the lid on that, and there you have it. So you can choose which 4 of these styles that you want to use on any given box. And I've provided them in both the outside box size and the inside box size. This is the card, envelope, and cards. And if you will see here, it's got scored marks on all 3 places. So go ahead and score your marks. And what you'll do with these is that these cards will fit inside of here. So this will fit here or on any of the sides, and then your cards will show in here. And you can put your sentiments or whatever you'd like on the fronts of these cards or on the back also. And when you glue this down, you will glue the edges here, glue it down, and let that dry before you put your cards in. I also have an adornment for this, which we'll glue on here in just a minute. In addition to that, if you want to, I've included, to help strengthen the top of these cards for pulling out, putting in and out, I've also provided you with some edges, which just makes a double layer for there. So let's go ahead and glue this down. This is just something to make it pretty. And then we'll put these on here. And when you have this glued down, I'm going to go ahead and run over it again with my burnishing tool. Once you have these glued down, then you can go ahead and slip these in. There you have it. This card that can be used in either the inside box or the outside box, I've given you both sizes, is called the Ying and Yang, and you'll see when it's done why we call it that. So again, this has a outer pattern. So we're going to go ahead and fold it on the score lines. And this also folds in the center. And this will glue in whichever way you want to put it so it opens up, so that you can put adornments here and here and here, also here if you want to. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to turn this to the outside, I think. There you go. Put glue on the back. And you don't glue this side down because you'll be putting your pictures or sentiments on that side. And then we close that. Then we'll be able to close this like this. And so when you open it up, you'll have extra places to put your sentiments. Now before you do that, you want to take your trim pieces and glue them down. And you can put these trim pieces on the inside, both on the inside and the outside. I recommend it on the outside, but if you want to cut an extra pair, you can put them on the inside as well. Same thing here. And then when you close it, you'll close it like this. And as I said, you can, let me line this up a little better. You can put sentiments here, 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 and here, or you can cut out additional ones to be there. I'm gonna just trim this a little bit. There you go. So you can put your sentiments here, here, or here, and then when you're done, just close it up. And this will fit inside one of the sides of your outside box. And I also gave you a pattern for one of on the inside box as well. This is called a Keyhole Card, and it is an enhancement for the outside or inside box. I've provided both sizes. This particular cardstock has a pattern on one side, so I'm going to make that my outside. So I'm going to fold along the score lines. And there's a score line here. Fold there as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some adornments on here. And you have these here. I'm going to put this one here, and I'm going to put these two here. Just like this. And then these will go here. And these will go here. And then on the outside, these will go on these parts. Okay, so let's get those glued down. And I'll be right back. So now you can see I have put the adornments on both the front and on the back. Now this will be glued down, so you don't need anything here. But once you've gotten that done, these will close and these little tabs will go up. And the keyhole will fold over and down. And that's called the keyhole. Now you'll also put these on, you can put these on here, or you can put these on here. And you can put one of these enhancements on every side except this one, because that's where the small box will go. This is the Scalloped Edge card holder. This is the back, and this is the very front. And all you need to do on this is to run a small bead of Actually, it's better to do it on this side. A small bead of glue here, here, and here. And then glue it directly on this. And then these cards will fit in here. And then you will glue it here on one of those areas. So let's go ahead and add the glue. Be sure and don't do it along the top, just along the edge, the bottom, and the short side. Okay, we're going to let that dry. And then the cards will go right in, like this. And you can, of course, put your adornments and your messages and whatever you'd like to do on the cards, front and back if you'd like to. And that's all there is to this one. This is the expandable card, and the two large pieces have score lines not only across but diagonally. So go ahead and make your score lines. This way and this way. But also on the diagonals. This section has a diagonal and this one has a diagonal. Then you want to fold the two ends with the diagonals together, and that will make a square. Same thing for this. Make your folds in the center, and then on the diagonal. Let's go ahead and turn it. And once those are done, fold your two diagonals to the center, just like you did on the other, and fold them. All right, now you have your two large pieces. This is for adornment, and all of these are for adornment. So you can use those or not use those if you want to. But the idea is that on the two sides that don't have the fold, on the side of your next one that doesn't have a fold, you'll be putting those two together, and you will glue them together there. Then when these fold up and these fold up, you'll have your square, and you can put this on here, your adornment, or any other sayings or whatever you would like to put on that. But that's the way it works. So let's go ahead and glue these two pieces together. And once that's dry, you can go ahead and put the triangles on each of the folded areas. Same thing on the outside. You can put this here and anything else that you want to say. And then when you open it up, you'll have a space to put something here, and of course all the other areas. And same thing here, once you open this up. And you can also put some decorations on this too. It's just up to you. And I'll go ahead and do that and be right back. This is what it looks like when you're done. You glue this part down onto your large or small box, whichever you're doing, and then it will open up. It will open up like this. And you have lots of spaces to put whatever you'd like to put. And you can use this to wrap around it if you want to. And of course, this will be glued here as well as this. So you would put glue all over the back of that and glue it there. This is the circle envelope card. And I only have 2 adornments cut out to put on it, but you can cut all 4 for all 4 sides if you want to. This doesn't have any difference from one side to the next, so we'll just go ahead and start scoring our lines. This is a very simple card to include in your explosion boxes, and I'm giving you both sizes. And the way this will work is that these will fold in like a package. And then these can be added just as adornments. And then when it's done, you can take, this will be glued, this will be glued to here, and then this will be glued on top of it. And then it will come over, and you can use these as little bit of adornments on this. And you can either put some Velcro to hold this together and then this on top, or you can cut little slits and hook them together like this to hold it in place. And then you can glue it down. So I'm going to go ahead and put the enhancements on it, and then we'll be right back. And you can put your messages or your adornments in there, and then you can either close it up. You don't really need a band around it, but I included the band just in case you want to put it on. And I've included 2 sizes. This is the Waterfall card, and it has several fold lines. So go ahead and fold those, get them nice and nimble. And then you have these cards, which is where you'll put your information, your photos, or your sentiments. And if you'd like to, you can also put an adornment on these and then put your photos or your whatever you'd like to put on there on this card. I use this card as a backup. Now once you've got your adornments on your back cards, now you want to start gluing them to your mechanism for the element. And all you have to do is run a bead of glue just at the top, and then line this up. Then you run a bead of glue on the next row, only across the top. And on the very last one. And we're going to let that dry a minute and we'll come right back. Once you have that done, you want to flip this back down and use your banner to wrap around it. And you want to wrap it from the back to this, so that they overlap each other on this very last piece. And you'll glue only this part to this part. Do not glue it to that back piece. Okay, let's look at that again. fold it back. You may have to trim this. So take the very back part of the card and overlap them, the two edges, and glue just where they overlap. Now we're going to let that glue dry for just a few minutes. And here's how the waterfall works. You will pull this and then it'll come open and you can put your sentiments or your photos or whatever you want to. Now you have to be careful when you glue it down to your box that you only glue this part, not this part. So you put your glue here, you glue it down, and then you'll be able to pull this. And I also have provided you with a little adornment here if you'd like to use it. So go ahead and glue that on, and then we'll be done. There you go. All finished. This piece is called the star box, and it will sit inside of this here on the small, or if you're not making the small one, you're only making the big one, it can also fit right in here. And what this is, it's a special little box that you can hold things in. You can put those mementos in. And it has score lines here, 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 and here. But it also has lines on the diagonal, and they fold a little bit differently. So the way this folds is that all the folds go to the inside. I'm going to turn mine this way because there is a pattern on the outside here. So I'm going to go ahead and you might need to turn it this way first and then turn it that way. But all these long folds will go to the inside. Sometimes it's easier to see the folds on one side than it is on the other. So you might have to fold it in the direction of the folds and then go ahead and turn it the way you want it. Now the diagonals fold a little bit differently. Much like the big box, the outside box, they fold toward the center. And then when that's done, when you've got all your folds, you'll want to fold the two ends of the long strip toward the long strip as such. And you'll glue that here and here. I'll show you. You glue it here. And then on the inside right here. And again, I'm going to use the big paper clips to hold it in place for it to dry. Same thing on this side. You'll want to glue here and then on the inside. And then just set that aside to glue, and I'll show you how it works. Once the lid is dry, you can see on these two edges there are score marks, and that's to make the handles. And you can turn them toward the inside or you can turn them toward the outside, but you want to fold them down. and go ahead and glue them in place. And once you've got those glued in place, these little pieces can go on it to hide the fold. And you'll glue those down. And then the box is ready to fold. And as you can see, if you have the outside box and the inside box, you can put this on the inside box right there in the bottom, and it will be a little surprise when they open the box. You have room for something in there. Here you see the completed Explosion Memory Box with both the inside and the outside boxes. Each box has 4 folded cards, and the inside box has the star fold box as well. Once you've added all your personal sentiments and photos, this will be the perfect gift for your favorite person, and very personalized also. To purchase the templates for these boxes and the accompanying cards, go to ArtGraphicsStudio at Etsy.com. You can also see my video on how to upload and resize the boxes and all the accompanying cards. See you next time.